welcome back to my channel, or welcome to if you're first time here. My name is Joanne and this is my channel, Joanne Wealth, and this is a place for women to come, safe space, to feel empowered, inspired, maybe learn something and take it away with you so you can step into your own life of wealth. And today is a bit of a story time, so I just want to talk about why I took a break. You may not have even noticed, but I'm going to share it anyway. So I was tired. Over the past couple of weeks, had to really choose what to prioritize, and I won. So I prioritized myself. I think it was a mixture of the heat here in Dubai. I really struggle in the summer, and I was coming in to my menstrual phase of my cycle, but just as well, life. And you know, sometimes that you just get to a point where you're like, oh my God, I'm shattered. And I feel like over the last couple of weeks, that's where I was. I have come out the other side of it now. I feel so much better, but I just felt drained. I felt like my creative juices had all been, I just couldn't think. I didn't know what to record. I did record some videos and I was like, these are shit. Then my ego started kicking in. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you making these videos? All of the above, all of the things. So I took a step back and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have a couple of weeks off. Wait until my creative juices start flowing. I even had a week off from my podcast, which is the first time that I've done since I've started that last January. And yeah, it helped. It worked. And this is just a reminder today to do that. And I know that, okay, yes, I was still going to work, and we can't just all, unfortunately, just take time off when we're just feeling a little bit meh. But what we can do is look at what we can pull back on, prioritize, give ourselves some rest where we can. So of course I was still going to work, I was still teaching yoga, still seeing my clients. However, the things in the background that I do, most of the podcast, YouTube videos, that do take time, and the editing as well. So I'm still editing my videos myself. So I really just had to take a step back, reflect, and have a look where I could sort of bring a bit more energy back to myself. It is important that we do this because we will hit burnout. For me, I could feel that's where I was going because I started to feel like I was in a slump. And I know I've shared about my anxiety before, but I really felt my anxiety starting to bubble, and I started to overthink, and I started to worry, and I started to compare myself to others. My witch wound started to raise its head on social media, looking at people thinking, why aren't I achieving this? Why aren't I doing this? And nobody wants to listen to me and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into everything now because I know that was just a phase that I was going through. That was just a low point. And it's been a while since I felt like that. When I was suffering with anxiety, that was something that did happen quite a lot. And I am open about my anxiety journey because I know a lot of people feel the same. And a lot of people just carry on and you put a brave face on and you go to all the things and you go to all the places and you're people pleasing when you really don't want to do things, and you just keep going and going and going until you hit. Sorry, I made the dog jump then. Sorry, Teddy. And you do hit that brick wall, and we need to learn to tune in and notice the signs. So I'm just going to go through some of those today. Tiredness. That feeling of I can't be bothered, being fed up. Also feelings of resentment that you then start to question things and you're like, I don't want to do that. Why should I do that? And then you're looking at things. I love my podcast. I love making videos, whether one person or 100 people watch my video. I really love doing this. But when I'm in that state of mind, it becomes something where I'm like, well, what's the point? It's just taking my time, and I don't want it to become that. So I took a step back. Needing to nap more. Now I do nap because I'm up early with the dogs. I'm teaching yoga. I know it's not I guess it is. I have had this conversation before with people. It is a physically demanding job. You know, teaching 3-4 hours of yoga a day is physically demanding. Some days I'm like, whoa, why are my shoulders hurting? And that's because I might be teaching a shoulder flow. So, you know, I can feel it in my body. So that build up at some point does fizzle over, and that's where I was at. Tiredness, resentment, feelings of being fed up, and for me, sugar cravings. Sugar cravings start for me when my body is feeling low, when I feel like I need that treat, but the need for the treat is overpowering. I felt that, and I was like, right, what is my body telling me here by craving sugar? Because I was low on energy and it wanted the sugar rush. And it's okay to have a sugar craving, you know, have a little bit of a chocolate, but you'll know for yourself if you have these cravings that you could just devour. And for me, I try to nourish my body and look after my body. So that's one thing that I think, okay, I'm not going to go down that slippery slope because I don't want to overindulge there. Of course I do at times. Gosh, I have such a sweet tooth. But I can tell the difference now between it being just a little bit of a sugar craving, a little bit of a sweet tooth, to being something else. So I listened and responded. So I took a step back. I didn't make any videos. I turned more inwards. I tried to journal. I did even have a day where I couldn't even journal. I could not focus. This was the day that I actually got my bleed, and for the first time in ages, my partner was traveling and I was home alone, and I binge watched Netflix. And I did keep having the conversations in my head of, you should be going to do something, message your friends. There was an event everyone was going to, a breathwork event, and then there was football on, and I love watching England play, but I just didn't. I stayed at home, and the next day I felt so much better for it. And that's my message to you today, to really listen to your body, to allow yourself to have that rest. And of course, I was using my oils through that time, and I actually have my water here infused with copaiba. Now, copaiba I was using because it has similar effects to CBD oil, and it's very uplifting. I also put it on my face, my skin, so I use it that way. But I was reading about the oil and I was like, I'm going to try this as well. So I wasn't ingesting it at the time, and I've started to add that into my water, and that has made a huge difference as well. So if you have any questions about that, then let me know and I can send you some information, because it has been really helpful for me. Over the next couple of weeks, I have some exciting Wealth Wednesdays planned. Next week will be normal. Not as if normal's not exciting, but I think I'm going to share with you next week just a short morning flow. So stepping back into my rituals, and then I'm going to Bali, and I am going to invite you all to spend the day with me in Bali. And my Wealth Wednesday is going to be a day in Bali. Don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. It's a surprise for me, and I'm going to share that, and I'd love you to join. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And that is all today. So one last time, if you feel like you need a rest, go and have a rest. Listen to your mind, listen to your body, and that is it. I will see you all next week with a little yoga flow.